something between me and
Yes.
the red.
Shirts and things when we were over at the
Oh,
place.
yeah.
He's quite the stylist.
I love it.
Yes, that's all great.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Any of these, or are these all in the way?
They're personally in the way for me.
Then yours? We'll call that one yours, and
Yes. It's just Tom and I. Yeah.
one for him if he wants it. That looks a lot less cluttered.
Yes. And then one would just be fine.
And then after
How are you, sweetie? Love you too. Morning. Morning, sweetie.
Yeah, I'll go back and make sure.
Pretty good. How about you?
Yeah. Okay. Good morning, sweet girl. Oh, how are you?
I have to say hi to you too.
Ooh, what a beautiful coat.
It's warm.
Oh, it's warm. And when I hugged you, it felt so cozy.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, so cozy.
Hi,
Good morning.
Stand up, we'll hug each other this way.
Weather's been nice.
Audrey. Let's try this one. Ba.
not gonna be here today? Oh, I'm sorry, I was wrong. Yes. Okay, I'm sorry to get you worked up.
No,
I know
I
that there's a Sunday coming that he's not gonna be here.
We just need to have it covered. It doesn't matter, we just need to have it covered.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
Can you hear me? No? No? Oh, you can, I think. Okay. Good morning. And welcome to the sunshine. Welcome to all of you sunshines. We are thankful for your presence and for your participation in our service today. Unity is a blending of Christianity, science, affirmative prayer, and from the power of the mind. We are love-centered and all-inclusive. If you are a visitor here for the first time, we'd like for you to stand and introduce yourself if you are willing. Hi. Welcome. Oh, we're so glad you found us, Jan. Yes. We are grateful that you have joined us today and are happy to answer any questions you have and invite you to pick up a welcome kit that's on the table. So we hope you will visit us again and consider making Unity Church of Georgetown your spiritual home. Welcome again. The announcements for today are Donna Sue Weaver is the prayer chaplain for today, and other prayer chaplains, Therese Finn, Judy Nisley, Jill Kalk, and Ellen Warren are available to pray with the congregation anytime during the week if you would like to contact them. And now we have something in our service called Laughter is the Best Medicine. And it will be delivered by our resident comedian, Dan the Music Man. And after Dan delivers that, we will have our first congregational song.
They pay me a lot extra for this. Okay, so on Sunday morning, this mother goes to wake up her son for church. And she goes to his bedroom door and she knocks on it. And he yells out, I'm not going to church. And she says, why not? He says, I'll give you two good reasons. They don't like me, one, and two, I don't like them. She says, well, I'll give you two good reasons why you are going to church. One, you're 47 years old. Two, you're the pastor.
Everybody stand for our congregation song. Use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. I used to think God was the sun, God is the sun, but God so much more than the earth and the stars are all of creation. God is creator, all in all, needing us to shine its light as you use me. Oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Command my hands, what must they do? Command my life, it's here for you. That God is the love that heals all creation. God is creator, makes all things new, and God needs us to shine its light as you use me. Oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. And God needs us to shine its light, and God needs us to shine its light, and God needs us to shine its light as you use me. Oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do.
And now we begin our service with the ringing of the crystal bowl. So at this time, let's take our minds and our hearts and be aware of that beautiful presence that is with us now and always.
Today's daily word is gratitude. Finding the good in situations, even undesirable ones, and feeling grateful is a spiritual superpower. When I practice gratitude, I'm living my faith that blessings of all kinds are constantly unfolding and the goodness of God is in all things. Gratitude keeps me positive, helping me to expect the best and not the worst. I open my heart to the existing blessings and which primes me for even more. When I live with an attitude of gratitude, I am simply magnetic. I go forth with expectation that I will have what I need when I need it. I will meet the people I need when I need them, and be in the right place at the right time. In prayer, I give grateful thanks, and rest assured my highest and best outcomes are on their way to me right now. Please read the affirmation with me twice. Practicing gratitude leads me to the best life has to offer. Practicing gratitude leads me to the best life has to offer. And the scripture for today is, "Oh, give thanks to the Lord, for he is good, and his steadfast love endures forever." Psalms 136:1. And now we're going to have the opening prayer from Donna Sue. And after that, we will have the first congregational song.
Just a slight correction. After the opening prayer, we will sing the Lord's Prayer. There is so much on our hearts and minds at this time. There has been so much destruction, so much loss, so much grief. But in that grief and loss, we have seen people come together to show that light and love that is there within all of us, for us to share. For it is our purpose to stand in that light, no matter what, and be that love of God. So at this time, if there is any person or situation that is on your mind that needs to be placed into this sacred time of prayer, do so now, either out loud or quietly. We know that these names and situations have been heard before we have even uttered the words. We know that healing is on the way. And so at this time, we sing an ancient song, a song that has been handed down through the ages, a song that lifts us and guides us into how we are to live our lives. The Lord's Prayer.
Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil.
second congregational song.
We let the love wash over us. We let it be. We let the love wash over us. We let it be. We let the love wash over us. We let it be. We let the love wash over us. We let it be. We let the joy. We let the joy wash over us. We let it be. The peace, let the peace wash over us. We let it be. We let the love wash over us. We let it be.
Love is not proud. Love does not boast. Love, after all, matters the most. Love does not run. Love does not hide. Love does not keep locked inside. Love is the river that flows through, and love never fails you. Love will sustain. Love will provide. Love will not cease at the end of time. And love will protect. Love always hopes, and love still believes when we don't. Love is the arms that are holding you, and love never fails you. When my heart won't make a sound, when I can't turn back around, when the sky is falling down, nothing is greater than this, greater than this. 'Cause love is right here. Love is alive. Love is the way, the truth, and the life. Love is the river that flows through, and love is the arms that are holding you, and love is the place you will fly to, and love never fails you. And God is love.
Our guest speaker for today is Rick Busby, a licensed teacher and a writer, songwriter, musician, recording artist, public speaker, and creative business consultant living in Austin, Texas. Attending Unity churches since 1995, Rick has been a member of the Unity Church of the Hills in Austin since 2001. As a frequent guest speaker and guest musician in Unity churches throughout Central Texas and beyond, Rick has communicated the Unity message in words and song since 2009. He has released 3 albums of original music, respectively titled Soul Diving, Strawberry Moon, and The Soul of Everything. I love those titles. His writings on spirituality, creativity, and peace, along with his music, can be found at www.rickbusby.com. And now it is a really great pleasure to welcome him back to Georgetown. Rick has been a speaker for us in many times in the past. So we welcome you back, Rick. It's great to see you.
So good morning, everyone. Take this off the. There we go. So how was everyone this morning? Good. I had a day yesterday, like it was one of those days when you have big plans to like get a bunch of stuff done, and then your body just says, no, we're not. I'd go in there and I would like look at the thing to do, and I would just like stare at it for a little bit and go, I think I'm going to go lay down. So I had one of those restorative days yesterday. I'm feeling much, much better today. I think it was just one of those unanticipated things. It is a great pleasure to be here. It's been a long time since I've seen you all. Y'all were back in the Chamber of Commerce the last time I was here at Georgetown. I know many of you from Unity Church of the Hills and other places as well. I saw Tom a minute ago. I was like, wow, I didn't expect to see Tom this morning. That was great. So it is an honor to be here. Usually whenever I'm speaking, and I speak 3-4 times a month at various Unity churches around Central Texas and so forth, and over the course of the year, I try and frame each talk around the power of the month for the month that we're in. So in case you were not aware, the power of the month for the month of January is the power of faith. I happen to be married to a woman named Faith, so that kind of keeps me on track with the faith thing. But what I want to propose today is something that I've been playing with for a good while. Michael Madej, I don't know if any of you all are familiar with him. Michael Madej was a Unity minister, and he was on the faculty at Unity Worldwide Ministries for many years. He passed away several years back. But around the turn of the century, he put together a book that was sort of reframing the 12 powers for the 21st century. And the way that he went about that process is that he engaged 7 or 12 different New Thought writers and gave each one of them one of the 12 powers to sort of reframe it. Look at the work that Charles Fillmore had done with the 12 powers and what the traditions were, and then sort of reframe that power and kind of update it for the 21st century. And my favorite article in that book was on the power of faith. And it was that particular chapter was written by a woman named Rosemary Gilley. I learned this week as I was kind of refreshing my mind on that. She passed away a few years ago as well, but she was a well-known, best-selling author. Her area of expertise was metaphysics, but she was also into sort of, extrasensory, paranormal kind of activity. She focused a lot on human potential and what it was. And I want to read this. This is the opening paragraph from that chapter. And what she does is she's reframing and offering up to us an idea that it's time for us to update the metaphor for faith, right? You'll recall that in the book of Matthew, when Jesus is asking the apostles, hey, what is everybody saying about me? What are they saying? What do you say? And he comes around to Peter, who was known as Simon at the time, and he said, who do you say I am? And Simon says, well, you're the Messiah. You're the Christ. He said, you have spoken rightly, and upon this rock shall I build my church, right? So for virtually 2 millennia, the rock has been the metaphor for faith. Now, Charles framed the power of faith as our perceiving power. That's not necessarily how we were oriented in traditional religions growing up. We didn't think about it as being a creative power. We were kind of taught to just place your faith in Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, and you're good to go. Place your faith in God. And those were the exclusive domains of where faith was supposed to be applied. But Rosemary Gilley proposes, and I believe it as well, that the power of faith is beyond just a spiritual power. It is actually employed in every aspect of our lives. That it's not just faith in God or faith in Jesus or faith in whatever, right? The power of faith is a creative power, and I would propose that we actually, well, let me ask this question. Has anybody ever had a crisis of faith? Oh, good. I'm at the right meeting. That's great. Yes, we've all had that crisis of faith and everything, but I would propose this, that we actually have and always have had perfect faith. Even in moments of crisis, you actually have perfect faith, even though it feels differently. The variable is, in what are you placing your faith? If Charles calls the power of our faith our perceiving power, his creative power allows us to perceive possibilities before they've come into manifestation. In a moment of crisis, then I'm actually perceiving something that is not true. I might be perceiving that I am less than. I am not powerful. I have no control over my circumstances. And if that's what I'm placing my faith in, well, guess what? I'm going to get the results of placing my faith in that direction. But in the language of A Course in Miracles, I have the opportunity to choose again, right? And so here's what Rosemary Gilly says and what she proposes, and then we'll follow up with that. So remember, what she's proposing here is updating our metaphor for faith. And previously that metaphor was the rock, that strong, imperturbable, unshakable faith. So she says this: in every age, our perception of the qualities of faith changes in accordance with the times. During the ministry of Jesus, the power of faith was likened unto a rock, the rock on which Jesus would build his church. Over time, we have envisioned faith in a similar way, as a steadying influence, calm, solid, unwavering, deep, and still. All of these qualities continue to hold fast, but for the new era in the 21st century, faith is more energetic and active. It is a fire. The fire of faith empowers and energizes. It purifies. It is the torch that lights and illuminates our daily lives and our spiritual path. It emblazons the way to God. The fire of faith calls us to action. The road ahead of us is clear. We must use faith to erase fear. We must use faith to heal. We must use faith to work miracles. And faith operates in all aspects of life, not just spiritual. Now, for me, that's a much more encouraging view of faith, but it also brings the onus of responsibility back to me, because now I have this creative power of faith, and I'm likening it unto a fire, and that fire is going to illuminate possibilities that have not yet come into manifestation, going to illuminate the path forward. Fire is also a purifying, has a purifying quality, right? We're refining and we burn away the dross to get back to the pure aspect of whatever it is. So when we're using our faith as an active power, as opposed to this idea of the rock, which, if you think about it, a rock is inert. It can withstand pressure, right? It can kind of withstand that and not necessarily change its feature, but it's not an active kind of thing. And we require an active power of faith, especially in this time. Is it just me, or is anybody challenged by the external circumstances in the world of late? Does it challenge your peace? I mean, like almost on a daily basis, there's something inviting us into that opportunity to lose our peace, right? But I'm always reminded, as I say this quite often, it's one of the most useful, probably among the top 10, Jesus quotes, there will always be wars and rumors of wars. I emphasize the word always. Can anybody think of a time in the past 2,000 years where peace has actually reigned on the planet? There's always been wars and rumors of wars. But in a metaphysical sense, we're not just talking about military conflicts. A war in a metaphysical context is anything that competes for your peace. Anything. That could be my feeling of separation. That could be my feeling of powerlessness because something in the external world seems to be about to overtake me. And if I believe that it has the power to overtake me, then my peace is out the window. Anybody in here study A Course in Miracles? Got some Course in Miracles, folks? The whole thing is about your personal peace. It's a manual on how to navigate the world, our thought systems, and everything in order for us to create the conditions for peace. If I am not at peace for any reason, it doesn't really matter the reason. If I'm not at peace for any reason, I have chosen wrongly. That's what A Course in Miracles teaches. I'm the one choosing to be out of my peace. The world has always been the way the world has always been. That's not going to change. I don't see peace breaking out this week. There will always be something that's competing for our peace in the world. If we accept that truth for ourselves, if we just accept that without fighting about it, without commiserating about it, just accept that that is the way of the external world, we recover our power. We actually bring our power back to ourselves. And we can perceive the possibility that I can have personal peace no matter what the world's doing. I can have personal peace no matter what the level of my bank account is. I can have personal peace whether I'm in a quality relationship or not. I can have peace under all circumstances. When we affirm that for ourselves, that is power. That is power. And that is taking your power back. Which, what was it, the Spider-Man movie? With power comes great responsibility, right? It is true that when you realize that you have the power, you are now also responsible for wielding that power. No one can make you be at peace. No one can make you be at peace. No one can create the conditions in the external world that is going to guarantee that you personally experience peace. Peace is an inside job. Your peace is your personal responsibility. And anybody trying to sell you something else that's external to you as a panacea for that is selling you snake oil. Because peace is an inside job and you're personally responsible for it. Now, with the power of our faith, if we perceive, as Charles would say, we perceive that's the truth, we perceive that's the possibility, then it becomes incumbent upon us to take action. Right? I can't make Kim be responsible for my peace. She's got her hands full with her own peace. I've got my hands full with my own peace. We can model that. We can model our peace. We can express that. We can be in relationship to one another, modeling and expressing that. And that is helpful. That is absolutely helpful. What are you doing? Wow, I never thought about it that way before. Maybe that's useful for me to employ in my life. So we can model and we can teach for one another, but we can't make someone be at peace. You can't. It's impossible. And so give up the fight. Give it up. Because when you do, you take your power back. You bring it back into yourself. You're way more useful to peace on the planet when you're monitoring and managing your own internal peace. We don't have to protest. We don't have to make a big display about it. Because the energy of peace, anybody know the work of Dr. David Hawkins? Does anybody know Power versus Force, the work of Dr. David Hawkins? Peace is a very high calibrated power. There it goes, yeah. Boom. Peace is a very high calibrated power. It calibrates somewhere between 600 and 700 on his scale. It's above love. Love is at 500 on his scale of the human consciousness. But we don't actually, you can't choose peace as a separate a la carte item. Oh, I think I'll just have a little peace today. No, you can't do that. Peace is the result. Peace is the effect. Peace is the consequence of choosing love. Love is the choice we're making, not peace. That if we're choosing unconditional love for ourselves and others, and we're cultivating that in the activity of our consciousness, remember Unity's third principle, we are co-creating this reality that we're experiencing by the thoughts and the feelings that we allow to dominate in our consciousness. We are responsible for the quality of that. In a metaphysical sense, do you know what a church is? Yeah. Well, yes, that's good. It's not this physical building that we're in. The church is not that. The individual church is that internal consciousness within each one of us. Each one of us sitting in this room today has an internal church. And so what is the quality of my internal church? How am I showing up whenever I'm connecting with this group of people? And how's the quality of everybody else's church going on today? And then we come together in community inside of a physical structure. We could be outside, it wouldn't really matter. Because the church is not the physical building. The church is the quality of our own consciousness. And as we share that, we come from that place of love, and I perceive with the power of my faith that that's the truth. Then I can show up differently. I'm free to show up differently. I'm more powerful in showing up that way. So the fire of faith being an active version of faith as opposed to that, like the quality of the rock is more a quality of strength. We also have a power of strength, okay? And that power of strength is our capacity to endure, that capacity for endurance, perseverance. That strength is what's implied by that. So I think that rock metaphor is probably more akin to the power of our strength than it is the power of our faith. So it's that coupling together of faith and strength. Now, Charles, interestingly, you know, he with the 12 powers, he assigns each one of these powers, one of the 12 apostles to each one of these powers, right? And Simon, who was called that in the beginning, Simon metaphysically means receptivity. Peter means the rock. So when he, upon this rock, effectively sort of rebaptized, rechristened Simon as Peter. Peter's brother was Andrew. Guess who represents the power of strength in Charles's 12 powers? Andrew. Andrew. So he's even got the two brothers between faith and strength linked up in that 12 powers hierarchy. So that just tells us that faith and strength, that perseverance, that capacity to endure and persevere and overcome, they're really linked together. None of our 12 powers are intended to work in isolation of the others. They're actually intended to work in concert together. And as we do align ourselves with our 12 creative capacities, I believe we get a 13th on top of that, which is a sort of a synergistic kind of power, like a global skill. That as we align ourselves with our 12 powers and operate in alignment with those, that the power that we can generate, the power that we can express is geometric, it's exponential, okay? If we're still alive, if we're still, vertical and above ground, so to speak, then there is still work for us to do because our bodies are not our reality. Our consciousness is our reality. Each one of us can choose love. Each one of us can choose love here and throughout our day, throughout our week, throughout our year, and so forth. And that choice matters to the whole, regardless of what's going on in the world. And so that fire of faith allows us to see that. Hebrews 11:1, faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen. Assurance and conviction. Assurance and conviction. Those are the two qualities there. So it's like having that assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen, that with the power of my faith I perceive these possibilities. So it is a creative power. And as I said a moment ago, we're going to go into our meditation here in just a few moments because regardless of what I'm saying, your own indwelling master teacher has the right and perfect thing for you today. I'm just trying to, stir things up and everything, and then we'll settle down into the silence and your own indwelling teacher will communicate to you what you need to hear today in this moment. It's not me. Like I said, I'm just being provocateur here, just kind of stirring things up. But I want to leave you with this thought. You have perfect faith. You've always had perfect faith. The variable is in what are you placing your faith? Where are you directing your faith? If you're directing your faith in your own sense of separation, in your own littleness, your own unworthiness, guess what? You're going to get the experience, the effects, and the consequences of believing that you're unworthy. And until you choose again No one can help you. No one can save you from that. You can have the best psychoanalyst in the world. You can have the best spiritual counselor in the world imparting, wisdom and truth to you. But until you choose to actually act on it, it has no power in your life. That's the truth. That's the truth. And that's an empowering truth. When we accept responsibility for that, it's an empowering truth. So don't hesitate anymore. Don't delay anymore in accepting your power, because you are a powerful being. If you weren't a powerful being, you wouldn't even be here. You are a powerful, powerful being. And the world needs powerful beings choosing love right now, because it's kind of going off the deep end a little bit. But I absolutely believe that the power of love is exponentially greater than the force of fear. Power of love is exponentially greater than the force of fear. So regardless of what seems to be happening out here, what's happening in here is more powerful and is greater. And with that, we're going to turn our attention to our time in the silence. So I want you to forget everything I just said. So just forget everything I just said. Just park it. You can pick it back up later. But right now we're just going to prepare ourselves for that time in the silence. Can you play a little something for us there? How about our music team here today? Great job. So as Dan plays a little quiet music there for us, I just invite you to gently close your outer eyes if you haven't done so already. And for the first few moments here, just focus on your breathing. As I said, just let everything go. Just park it, put it into neutral. You can always pick it back up later. But for now, we prepare ourselves for the time in the silence with that indwelling master teacher, the Christ presence. We have that same internal teacher that even Jesus had. There is no truth, there is no power that we're lacking. We have everything we need in order to create the conditions and the experience of peace in our lives. And so as we prepare ourselves for this time in the silence, we do so with this intention. Help me to purify my vision of faith. Show me, enlighten me, illuminate for me the possibilities of an active power of faith that is akin to a fire. How might I employ that in my life? How might I employ that today in order to create the experience of peace? In the silence. And as we begin to gently draw our attention back into this space, we do so in the knowledge and the awareness that wherever I am, wherever we are, God is. There is no place we can be where we are cut off from the source of truth, love, wisdom, peace, joy. Wherever we are, God is. Wherever we are, power is. It is our work to co-create this experience. And so to be part of creating a truly, truly unifying, uniting experience, I must heal what is divided within me. But I know that I do not do it alone. That indwelling teacher is ready, willing, available, and able to assist me in transforming my life, to creating the conditions for peace, to creating the conditions for creative expression, creating the conditions for perfect health, sound finances, and satisfying relationships. I perceive these possibilities with the illuminating fire of my faith. And I say yes, yes, yes to the possibilities. For all of this and more, we are ever so grateful. And so we say thank you, thank you, thank you. We pray all of this and more in the name and the nature of the indwelling Christ. And so it is, and so we allow it to be. Amen. So we've come to the offering time. Is that correct? Is that the next thing on the agenda? Yep. Okay. Do we have ushers coming forward to? How do y'all do it here? I'm new to this. Nobody knows.
Everything I see, everything I do is blessed by your hand, God. I give it back to you. Everything I give, every thought that's true is magnified in God. I'll give it back to you.
So I want to invite you all. We jumped into that since it was my first time doing this here. Let's do our affirmation together here before we bless these offerings. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I give in love, and I trust God. Bless you. Come on up here and let's bless these offerings here. So we bless and dedicate these tithes and offerings as an expression of divine love, and we release them to manifest that love in our community and in the world. Bless y'all. Thank you. Got a blessing for our children next time. Good. Look at that. Look at that. Just like that. So let's just hold any children in the community, and obviously in the world at large, but any children that we personally are connected to and related to. Let's bring them to mind right now. Just hold each one of those blessed children in your mind's eye as we offer this blessing to them. Repeat after me. We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ you are. thank y'all once again for allowing me to be here today. Much gratitude is extended to all of the volunteers, our music team. Great job. Kim and Tom and Dan, thank y'all very much. If you would like to speak or pray with a prayer chaplain, please see Donna Sue Weaver. She's right there raising her hand. She'll get you hooked up with that. And with that in mind, let's move into our peace song.
And let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other.
Good morning, just a short message. Yes, just sorry. It won't take long. It was a wonderful service today. I really, really enjoyed it. My name is Dolores Haley, and I usually sit towards the back of the church where you might become invisible. Several Sundays ago, Claudia Robinson acknowledges me in her happy, happy way, her sweet little voice. Dolores, I haven't seen you in a while. That's because I sit in the back and you sit in the front. But today, I'm in the front, so I know Claudia is probably going to remember this. The last time I spoke semi-formally was more than 20 years ago. The reason I don't volunteer as a reader. Today, though, I will be reading my writing. I joined this church 3 years ago because I loved everything in our worship service. I did not want it to change. I did. But I'm here. You all are here. We're in the change, the transition. Do we know what that is? What is entailed in the transition? The goal of this transition is to be united as a congregation, as a people in the church, to be in compliance with unity worldwide, with their policies and their procedures, and to be ready to hire a permanent minister. That's the goal. I joined the board of trustees because I wanted to help to save and make our church strong and happy. I did not aspire to be an officer. I just wanted to help. But I find myself now with the title president. But I'm not alone. Thank the Lord, I'm not alone. Claudia Robinson, would the officers that are here today please stand? Claudia Robinson is now vice president, and of course she's in the front. And then we have Paula continuing as treasurer in the back. The secretary is Carol Neely. She's absent today, standing somewhere, but as I was thinking about the placement, I wonder if that says anything where we sit in church. Is it tied to our personality in some way? But your board is working diligently to reach the transition goal. We are working on revising the bylaws. We're creating a policy and procedures manual and many other things. We are now meeting 2 times a month so that we can get things moving faster. And the minutes of our meeting, they're on our website, which is unitygeorgetown.org. Our church, as I mentioned a little while ago, we're a member of the Unity Worldwide Ministries, and we operate in alignment with their policies and procedures. Unity Worldwide is helping us by providing us resources to accomplish our transition. An action that will be occurring soon is the hiring of a transitional specialist. Although we will continue to have a guest speaker from time to time, and our guest speaker today, thank you, that was just awesome. So enjoyed it. Our specialist will be providing spiritual guidance and guidance in all aspects of the ministry. The transitional specialist will be involving you all by holding congregational workshops for members and those that are attending. You don't have to be a member if you're coming to our church. And the question I know must be on your minds too is the time of the transition written on a white stone? Of course not. Although I've been told the average time for completion is 18 months, I believe it will be the activism of you and me that will determine the length of time. Please, let us all work together. More information to come. Thank you very much for attending Unity Church of Georgetown. And remember, families work out things. They stay together. I believe we are a family. Namaste.